So today we are going to talk about cyber attacks. Big companies are targeted every day, but what's the real scale of the problem? Today is 12th of October. Only 2 days ago, US airports were targeted by the DOS attack. 12 airport sites were down. HIP, the company's IT infrastructure and production paralyzed. Overwatch 2, DDoS attack. Indianapolis Housing Agency, ransomware attack. Transit swap, hackers stole about 21 million. MI5, security service public site taken down for hours. Alia Servizi Adenziali, cyber attack on a waste management company in Italy. Fast Company, content management system hacked. The Chilean judiciary, massive leak of emails. Leonardo da Vinci University Center, application server hacked. Optus, cyber attack compromising customer information. Wintermute, 160 million stolen from crypto trader. Italian Ministry of Environment, Twitter account defaced. DDoS attacks, ransomware, theft. These are just several of a lot of more that happened only last month. Let's talk about how the real attacks are measured. First factor will be money. Of course, we are hearing about money in the real world every day. The world is driven by money, and the biggest cyber attacks can cost millions or billions of dollars. Then we have numbers of people. I think that we look differently on a cyber attack that's affecting only one person and millions of people. Then we have amount of data. Some cyber attacks can affect gigabytes or even more of data. That can be company data, email addresses. That can be credit card data. And the last but not least, some cyber attacks can cause death. Today's hospitals are increasingly targeted by ransomware attacks. And this is why we should look at the hackers and what they do for us. Before we start talking about one of the biggest attacks of last years, let's consider a cyber attack kill chain. Actually, when we talk about the kill chain, we usually think about the 7-step plan discovered by Lockheed Martin a few years ago. But for the purpose of this presentation, we will talk about the simplified one that was presented by UK National Cybersecurity Center. Here we have only 4 steps, and it's for more general purpose than just a malware infection. So we have surveys, which is selecting the target, looking for the information, searching for the information, data, something connected to the actual target we selected. Then we have delivery. This is the first entry point to the systems. Here the hacker don't want to get to the actual goal, to the target, but just be in the system. Then we have the breach, which is exploiting the vulnerabilities to get access to more systems that can give him access to valuable information, data, or money. And the affect stage. Here the hacker wants to achieve the goal, so steal money or exfiltrate the data and things like that. Let's look at the DOS attack. So first we have the survey search. Here the hacker will look for the targets, the information, will select the targets. Then we have the delivery stage. Here he will exploit the target, so send malware probably, or ask them to download something. The breach stage, there he will be using the malware to gain the access to their computers to create the botnet. And the last stage is the affect stage. Here he would carry the DOS attack using the botnet. On July 14 and 15, the Twitter was attacked by hackers. But what was before the attack? The survey stage. Reading the code documents, we can see that the hackers gained the first access to the systems on 3rd of May. So we can pursue that days before he gained some information. For example, the names of the employees, the telephone numbers, the VPN provider. He also prepared the fake login page of the VPN provider used by Twitter and or how to use it. Then we have the delivery stage. He already gained the information he wanted to use, so he used something called social engineering. This is the very familiar one, I think. He just called the targets. I mean, he had a list of employees, so it wasn't that bad. Oh, okay, he used maybe something like this, sorry. Called them, he claimed that he was from the IT department. He made some story about not working VPN, sent some links for the fake website, and just simply asked them for a login. Of course, some of the first tries didn't work, employee didn't believe him, so he had to use the whole list of contacts, and after some time, he gained access to the Twitter internal network. The first employee that gave him the access actually didn't have the access to the whole network, only the part of this, because he was just new for the Twitter. The thing that the hacker used here is the COVID situation. So the transition from the office work to the remote work, everything was done in a rush. And the systems didn't work properly sometimes. Hearing new employees was tricky. They didn't receive the proper training, and the hacker used that. When gaining the access to the internal network, he could search through the Slack, see some websites, see the list of the employees and the contacts, and he used that to target another employees having access to the account support tools, which were used to provide information to court. When he gained this, he could do anything with Twitter accounts, delete it, change the email, change the password, send some fake notification, or even tweet from this account. That's a lot of, this is really privileged. I mean, thinking about the systems, we usually don't have access to post something from the name of another person, even if we are an employee. I'm sorry for the screenshot, but this is the best quality I could get. So we can see here that this is some account from the Twitter, and the person that hacked the Twitter could do anything with the email, edit, detach it, and actually this kind of situation skip the second factor provided by the user of the Twitter. And there comes the fourth stage, which is affect. He wanted just to sell the access somehow, just to simply make money. So the hacker posted an advertisement on one of the hackers' forums, telling that he has an access to the Twitter internal network and the tools that can give him some privilege just to change the emails and password. But you know, when you are posting something on hacker forum, not everyone just believes you, so you have to prove it. So he did it, actually. He took one account from the public, from the users of this forum, and just changed the email, changed the password, and took over this account. Later, he also posted this advertisement that he wanted to sell the OG account. OG stands for the original gangster. That's not commonly used, maybe, but it's just simply the account that was taken for the early users, containing just one letter, one word, one character. This is valuable for hackers. They're just hyping it and can pay for it thousands of dollars. As you see here, the price was estimated between $2,000 and $3,000 for this one nickname. Actually, he was selling quite a lot, but it wasn't enough for him. I mean, when you do a cyber attack, usually you want to gain, you want to receive a lot more than just a few thousands. So there is another stage of the attack, the public one. He had access to verified accounts, could post from there, and he used it to post from crypto traders' accounts or accounts connected to crypto trades. He did just simply advertise the crypto for health. I mean, the COVID situation was still on, so he used that and advertised cryptoforhealth.com. On the website, we can read that that he was giving back to the community twice as much as they sent him. And the post was posted from 45 accounts like Joe Biden, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and some company like Uber. So the July 2020 Twitter attack happened roughly in 24 hours. The first posted advertisement on a public account was about 4 p.m. on 15th of July. But the Twitter posted that they are aware of the attack at 6 p.m. So it was 2 hours that the advertisements were online. Later, we can read that 130 accounts were targeted. 45 accounts were tweeted from. 36 accounts had the DEM inbox access and downloaded. And 8 accounts downloaded your Twitter data, which is like the whole set of data that Twitter collects about the users. That's actually quite a lot, thinking about this 2 hours and some hours before, because the attack, since the second targeted employee, it was only 6 hours. Also, 415 Bitcoin transactions were sent to the scammers' accounts, and estimated 12.86 Bitcoin was stolen from the victims. This amount contains the money sent to the Crypto for Health and also selling the OG accounts. The attack wasn't that much. I mean, the hackers had privilege to do a lot of more, but they were just children. The hackers were Mason Shepard, age 19, Nima Fazeli, age 22. But the main character was Graham Evan Clark, of age 17, living with his parents in Florida. This is the one that hacked first, that gained first access to the Twitter network. Later, after the attack, Twitter hired Peter Zatko, one of the most famous hackers of 2000. And Zatko had to improve Twitter security, which was mostly looking at the systems of people, training them. But as we know, Zatko was fired in January this year. He was working at Twitter roughly about a year. After this, the whistleblower complaint were shown to the public. But what was there? What we don't know about the Twitter system that Peter Zatko knew? These are just some of the information that were made public. This is the ones that I chosen because of the attack that happened before. This is the information that are crucial for the systems to know. There was lack of access management system. More than half of 8,000 employees had access to the production environment. That's quite a lot. 8,000 people working on Twitter, some support, something else, and these more than 4,000 people had access to the live data, so your data. your name, your surname, your cookies, everything. Zatko also claimed that this access weren't observed. There was no audit mechanism. No one knew who is doing what. For example, one tester could just download the database and no one knew this. And half of a lot corporate servers had updated software. I mean, they didn't allow encryption. Zatko claimed that the server don't allow encryption. And this is something I wouldn't expect from Twitter. I mean, that's a big company. So this is the advice for you. Plan your work. Plan logging, audit mechanism, plan testing environment. Use testing environment. And some other things that were published by Zatko. We can read that. Data couldn't be deleted. The Twitter had so much mess in the system that your data won't be deleted even if you ask for this. They have so many servers, they don't know what's on these servers. I mean, and also about the bots, we know that Elon Musk wanted to buy Twitter, but there is something going in the cart right now about this. So Zatko claims that there are bonuses for growth rates. So no one in the company is interested in delete fake accounts and bots. Also about the agents from other countries. There is a high possibility of that in the Twitter there are employed hackers from Indian government and also American government. Looking at the production, they can access probably our data, all of our data, our cookies. Looking at the systems, we don't know what's going on with this Twitter right now. And the last thing is that the Twitter is hiding information. They're hiring audits, but they are also censoring it. And no one in Twitter wants to hear bad news. When there is a report, it had to be censored before they publish to the other departments. Because Twitter is so scared that the reports will go to the public that they're better to censor it than show it to other departments. And these are the main concerns of March. But we don't know what we don't know. The whole report that was published from March is censored because of the papers he signed. It was just looked by the lawyers and censored many times. But also hearing from the court side, we don't know many things about Twitter. Thank you for your attention.